Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to make a video just around the basics of strength and endurance training. On social media, especially now that a lot of us are in quarantine, I often see people putting up their workouts. Some that I've seen have been a bit questionable. So for example, people might say, oh, hey guys, look, this is my workout. It'll help you improve your strength. And then they'll post an exercise where they're doing something for 20 repetitions and 2 sets. Now, if nothing about that seems strange to you, then keep watching and hopefully by the end of the video, you will be able to see what's wrong with it. So the first problem is thinking that strength is endurance and endurance is strength. No, strength training is defined as the ability to exert force, measured in newtons, to overcome a specific force or resistance. If we're talking about lifting, for example, it is the heaviest you can lift for a given amount of repetitions. Another way of saying this is how hard you can go. No innuendos there, completely unintentional. What strength training aims to do is recruit a large area of muscles to help us do this. And this is why training for strength can lead to bigger muscles. Your body starts to pick up that you're training in a way where you recruit large surface areas of muscles. Our body adapts. Our bodies adapt by increasing the size of muscles. More importantly, the cross-sectional area of a muscle. So if you took a muscle and sliced it, increasing that slice area. The muscle fibers are capable of producing a larger, more forceful contraction, hence making us stronger. Now, studies have yet to reach a very specific dosage of what definitely works when it comes to strength dosage. But currently, from the literature reviews that are out there, it ranges from 6 to 12 repetitions of a load that is 70 to 89% of your 1 repetition maximum for a total of 3 to 5 sets, 2 to 3 times a week for 8 to 12 weeks. Going back to 1 RM, 1 repetition maximum. For those of you who don't know what this is the maximum resistance you can push, pull, or lift 1 time only. Endurance, on the other hand, is how long you can do an activity or lift a load. Lift, push, pull, anything, an exercise. In contrast to strength training, it is how long you can go. Again, everything I seem to say has some kind of innuendo, just ignore it. We're looking to increase lean muscle mass, get rid of any unnecessary fat mass, and recruit fibers in our muscles that allow us to perform an activity for a longer period of time without fatiguing. We do this not by increasing cross-sectional area, but recruiting slow twitch or type 1 fibers. What these fibers specialize in is slow burn, so long activity with less fatigue. And these fiber types in our muscle, they prefer aerobic activity. Why this is so important to endurance training is that we really want lots of blood flow, which means nutrients and oxygen coming into the muscles to help them produce energy. And produce energy for a longer period of time. And the dosages of endurance and strength training are different because they challenge the muscle fibers in different ways. Strength training, for example, needs recovery, which is why I would encourage people to do 2 to 3 sessions of strength per week, as opposed to endurance, where I would be wanting athletes to do around 5 to 6 days a week of that endurance activity. Your dosage can range somewhere from 12 to 20 repetitions, and following the similar 2 to 3 sets of the exercise. The more often we expose the body to submaximal fatigue, the better the adaptations occur in the body. Strength training pushes your muscles to its structural limit. It produces lactic acid, which causes delayed onset muscle soreness, or that sore feeling you get the next day after going too hard at the gym. And it does this because it's a largely anaerobic process, so it doesn't require as much oxygen, if any, as endurance does. Strength training also causes micro tears in the muscles to a much larger degree than endurance training does, which is why you need more recovery time to let the muscle fibers heal and adapt before you go to the next session. In this whole recovery process, what we're doing is making sure that when we go to our next training session for strength, we're able to give our muscles a fresh, good go at the set of exercises so they can perform the best and be challenged the most without injury. Endurance training, on the other hand, fatigues your muscles for a longer period of time, but to a lower intensity. Because of this lower intensity, and because we want to create adaptations, we exercise endurance more often than strength training. So like I said, round about the 5 to 6 days per week. This enables us to create muscular adaptations to endurance and to maintain the gains that we make from training. And the reason we can do this with a lot less effort than in strength training is because, again, endurance is a largely aerobic process, so it produces less lactic acid as a byproduct or a waste product. So you will not experience as much DOMS, or delayed onset muscle soreness, as you would with strength training. Problem number 2, not challenging yourself enough. This has all been about the effective dosage for strength and endurance training. That said, a lot of people don't actually challenge themselves enough for training to be effective. So for strength, if you're lifting 5 kgs for 10 repetitions and maybe 3 sets, but your 1 RM, 1 repetition maximum, is 20 kgs, you're lifting about nearly 50% less than what you should be to see an effective improvement and adaptation in muscle. For endurance, say you're going for a run. If you go for a run 1 time per week, you won't see adaptations to the extent, if at all, as opposed to if you ran 5 to 6 days per week. A simple way to put it is, if you don't show your body that you need it, your body will not adapt to provide it. Our body's pretty efficient that way. Problem number 3 is concurrent training interference. This is another common problem for athletes because for a lot of sports out there, they involve a component of strength as well as endurance. So to some extent, athletes will be training a bit of endurance and a bit of strength as part of their training regime. However, if this isn't done in a specific way, or if it isn't done well, the training adaptations that you gain from one type of exercise can potentially cancel out the effect of the adaptations gained from the other type of exercise. An example of this is strength training to improve maybe your back squat. You go 2 to 3 times per week to the gym. Alongside that, you go for 20-kilometer runs 6 days per week. By making the muscular requirements so broad and not specific enough, the body can't effectively adapt to either type of training. And either you don't see one progress as effectively as the other, or you don't really see improvements in either because they tend to be cancelling each other out. So I'm going to leave it there. That's all from me from this video. I've just kind of scraped the tip of the iceberg on this topic. There's a lot of research out there, a lot of developments, and very, very recent developments that keep coming up. So hopefully I can update this video later on. But if there's any questions that you have, anything that hasn't been answered, or if you would like a second part to this video, I'm more than happy to do that. Just let me know in the comments below. I hope you guys are staying safe and well, keeping yourselves busy, and I'll catch you next video. Take care. Bye.